Welcome, whoever you are, to Meg's Magical Mansion, a virtual guest house for spiritual wayfarers, a place where the ordinary becomes magical, where wisdom is yours for the asking, and where your higher nature is just a wish away. Thanks for joining us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. I'm Meg, and this is
Biore.
Oh, look who's here. We haven't seen you for a while.
I know, I had to step up because other people decided, let's go on a cruise.
Parfait.
Oh, let's get sick.
Scallion, who has COVID but is feeling much better now and is on the mend. Well, thanks for stepping up today, and it's a good day to be here with Biore, because today we're talking about self-awareness.
Oh, how perfect, because I'm Biore, so you need to be aware.
So today we're going to talk all about how you can tap into yourself, your own awareness of your feelings and thoughts to help you have self-control and make the changes and meet the goals in your life that you want to.
Very good. I need to meet some goals, so I'm going to be listening.
All right, well, stick around and we have a giveaway. Well, my goodness, Alice Poopers. And that must mean it's time for Words of Wisdom once again. And today our words of wisdom come to us from Brene Brown. Let's listen to a quote from Brene about self-awareness. Sit back and relax.
The truth is, belonging starts with self-acceptance. Your level of belonging, in fact, can never be greater than your level of self-acceptance. Because believing that you're enough is what gives you the courage to be authentic, vulnerable, and imperfect.
That was a nice quote from Brene Brown. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, today our topic is self-awareness. We're going to talk a little bit about what self-awareness is, how it is alike and different from mindfulness. And if you did not see our episode on mindfulness, check that out. And we're going to learn a little bit more about how you can raise your own self-awareness and why this might be useful or helpful. So let's check it out.
So today we are talking about self-awareness. And in a previous episode, we discussed the topic of mindfulness. These two are very connected. They are both cornerstones of any good meditation practice, and they are essential to any spiritual journey or growth that you want to have. So understanding how they are alike and different could be helpful. So first of all, mindfulness has to do with understanding the present moment, just being in it, embracing it. We know that sounds easy, but it's really not as easy as it sounds for those of us who've tried it. But to be able to live in the present moment, you have to be able to recognize the present moment, where a lot of the times we're just pulled in different directions by what we want, what we are afraid of. We go over the past and beat ourselves up over it and worry about what's going to happen in the future. When mindfulness, a practice of mindfulness, puts you in the present moment. So when we practice a mindfulness meditation, we are just recognizing where we are, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, the emotions and sensations that come up in that moment, and we let them be. We don't judge them. We just allow them. Now, when we think of awareness, what is that? Well, certainly every single type of meditation you might attempt is going to require awareness. So this is when you're calling upon the qualities, the ability to be present that you've developed through your mindfulness practice. With mindfulness, you learn to just acknowledge what's going in your mind moment to moment. But with awareness, you use that information of your thoughts, feelings, sensations as the actual focal point. Or maybe you could think of it this way. You start to look at the spaces between those thoughts to find a more open place in your mind. It may sound like it's just a brainy thing to do, but when you do this properly and you make it a part of your meditation practice, the thinkings that you get into and delve into when you're practicing self-awareness provide complete insight into the nature of your mind. According to social psychologist Roy Baumeister, there are two kinds of self-awareness. Private self-awareness is your self-consciousness, when you think about your own thoughts, your own self, your own feelings. But you also have a public self-awareness, where you're self-conscious of how others perceive you, and you attune your behavior to how you think others will view it. We instinctively care about the social approval of others. And part of self-awareness is thinking about, how do I fit in with social groups or with the culture that I live in? And the main purpose of self-awareness is to be able to control yourself, to be able to change or improve yourself. It's really hard to control your own behavior if you're not aware of it. It's hard to control your money, your diet, your exercise, your social life, your family life, anything, if you're not aware of it. So then really, what is self-awareness? Well, I think it's just myself being aware of myself being aware. Being aware of my mental states, my goals, my beliefs, my desires, my physical state. It's a reflection, an internal monitoring of my mental life. And when I understand myself better, I understand others better. And as I learn from others, they learn from me. It seems like human beings are just on this natural cycle where we want to explore and discover. Then we need to reflect on it. And through that reflection, we can use self-awareness to improve and change and make ourselves and our lives better. So self-awareness can help us make moments meaningful by being attentive to them, by allowing them, by accepting the magic of the moment. You can just decide, I'm going to experience, sense, and feel right now because I deserve this gift. Best-selling author Brendan Burchard talks about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse that attack our self-awareness. Being directionless is a huge stumbling block to self-awareness. People who just float through life without any particular push, shove, or ambition, they just don't seem to be going anywhere or doing anything. They don't seem to be connected to anything that's of importance to them and just sort of have a directionless, vague life. Detachment from your emotions and feelings, that sort of numbness. And a great way to overcome that is by keeping gratitude journals and focusing on the things you do have in your life. Another one is disassociation. That's when you present one way but say, that's not me, but what you show up as is what you are. People who tend to say, that's not me, I don't do that, the real me is like this. But it was you and you did do it. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be the person you're showing up as? Because that's who you are. Distraction is another problem if you're trying to raise your self-awareness. It steals it from us. And things like technology, phones, computers, our family, the pets, our jobs, everything around us distracts us from being self-aware. So minimizing distractions is very helpful. So what are some signs that you are self-aware? Well, first of all, people who are self-aware stay humble. And they don't feel the need to show off their skill set every 5 seconds. And they're more than willing to accept their failures and admit when they're wrong and say they are sorry, apologize, make any appropriate restitutions, and try to repair any damage they might have done. Self-aware people check for feedback. They go to people they respect, whose opinion matters to them, and they get feedback on how is their performance, how is their behavior, how are they relating to others. They make sure and check in with somebody whose opinion matters and get some feedback on how they're doing. And do you know somebody who talks to themselves, constant little inner dialogue? Well, they might be just a very self-aware person, because having that inner dialogue has been proven to help your memory and help you keep your goals in sight, and it helps you validate your thinking as you're going through that decision-making process. And patience is a virtue. People who are self-aware practice patience. None of us are perfect at it, but learning to wait for things, that helps to keep you from making impulsive decisions. And it helps you choose your words wisely so you have that moment to think before you speak. It helps you with things like good time management. You know, when you know your strengths and your weaknesses, it's a lot easier to organize your time around that. You know, people who are very self-aware are able to show empathy for others because they have that awareness of the public and private self-awareness. So they know that having that empathetic side to their nature is very important to building those relationships. And the ability to embrace new ideas, to talk to someone with a different viewpoint, and to be able to compare that, how does that fit in with how you think and feel, without having to shut them down. Even if somebody has a radically different viewpoint, you can sit there and listen to them openly. And don't forget, journaling is an amazing practice for all of us. Keeping a gratitude journal or just writing down what you're thinking and feeling, because that helps keep your emotions from getting bottled up. It helps keep the flow of emotion going. So by increasing your practice of self-awareness, you can bring the joy, you can bring the consciousness of the moment into your life. We can choose to be more self-aware.
So that's a little bit more information for you about self-awareness and how you can use it in your own life. And now, just to lighten things up and have a little fun, Biawari and I, if you don't know, Biawari is our resident ghost here at the mansion. Well, Biawari and I have been having a lot of fun because you know that saying, well, the cat's away, the mice will play? Well, since Parfait is off on her cruise, Biawari and I got into her wig collection because we thought it would be really fun and would help raise our self-awareness if we could see ourselves with some different looking hair, make us view ourselves a little differently. So here, check it out. Here's Biawari. Oh, and by the way, I did Biawari's makeup and gave her a beauty makeover as well. So check it out. Here is our hair fashion fun photo montage. Wasn't that fun? And we had a great time, and it really did help us view ourselves from a slightly different perspective and make our awareness of ourselves just shift a tiny, tiny bit to see ourselves with some different hair on our heads. Just something for a little bit of fun. Hey, and don't forget, we do have a giveaway today. Today, we're doing a $25 gift card. You can choose Visa or Amazon, or you know what else? you could decide, it's our very last week with our Planned Parenthood fundraiser, so you could decide that you would like to donate your $25 to the fundraiser. And to get entered in this contest, down below, tell us something you learned today about self-awareness, or maybe something you could teach us. Anything you want to comment on the topic of self-awareness, put it down below in the comments and you'll be registered to win. Of course, I'll be drawing a winner randomly this Sunday at noon, so check back. I'll put up a short so you can see who our winner is. And please don't forget, this is, as I said, the last week for our fundraiser. Our goal is $1,000. So please, if you have not donated, the link is down below for our GoFundMe for Planned Parenthood. And don't forget, get your friends to subscribe because I'm donating $1 for every subscriber we have at the end of the month. So get some people to subscribe. I'm in for up to $500, so you might as well make me give the whole amount. Hit the subscribe button. Remember, it's free for you to subscribe, but it's $1 for Planned Parenthood. So Alice Cooper says, donate to the GoFundMe and hit the subscribe button. Make my mommy pay the money. All right, so this is the last week for our fundraiser, so please let's finish it up by meeting our goal. And, of course, in the words of Buddha, 1,000 candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. So thank you for sharing your time, effort, and energy with us here today at the Magical Mansion. Hey, if you had a good time, give us a like. I don't need to say any more about the subscribing. And of course, ring the bell so we can let you know when we post new episodes, and we will see you back here next week for more fun and adventure at Meg's Magical Mansion.